Hello, everybody. Welcome to Behind the Mask podcast. I am your host, Drew in the Mask. I am joined here with Dr. Laval. Say hi, Doctor.
Hello.
Did you get too distracted?
I muted my mic, then unmuted it, then muted it again.
Great start. So professional.
Always.
So in today's topics, we will be talking about the latest pop vinyls that Funko has released this week, alongside a couple of animes that Dr. Val has been reviewing. First one being So I'm a Spider, So What? And the second one being Skeleton Knight in Another World. They're both Reincarnation, right?
Yeah, they're both Reincarnation Isekais.
Okay.
They're enjoyable.
Yeah. Second topic will be MG's new tiny electric vehicle. That is reminiscent of the Citroen Ami. And of course, we'll be wrapping up with the latest games, which unfortunately, because we haven't got any games for the next 2 weeks after today, apart from maybe a couple of indie games on PC, we might be just jumping ahead. But we will obviously be talking about the games that are coming out recently, like Jedi Survivor. So let's set off with the Funko Pops. So we have, in order, the Dr. Octopus from Spider-Man No Way Home. We got one that I'm probably going to get, which is the Mandalorian in the N1 Starfighter with Grogu in the little back part where the astromech's meant to be. So it's before he gets the... actually, I better not say that because that'll be spoiling. For anyone who hasn't watched it, so I'll shut up. You also got Darth Vader in his TIE Advanced. And we've got the Disney 100 Year Celebration, the Darth Vader Polygon pop vinyl. Then we got from Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach, we have the plushes of Sun and Moon. What I would like is...
one, I accidentally thought it was the Sun guy out of Elden Ring.
No. What I'm disappointed with, they had an opportunity to do what they did with the Mellows, which is turn them inside out. Because this is meant to be the same body, but change. So it's like they had a missed opportunity there.
That would have been so much better,
Yeah. And they also have Eggo Waffle Man, which can go with my... This can go with my Stranger Things pop vinyl collection.
See, I still haven't watched a lot of Stranger Things. I watched the first season and I kind of fell off entirely.
But season 3
so good. I absolutely love that. It's so
I just realised there's one above which is the exact same, but it's got syrup on the top.
Even better.
They also have the scariest pop vinyl to date, which is Ronald McDonald Happy Birthday.
Is it his birthday?
I don't know. It'd be a bit weird. Well, it looks like the present belongs to him. He looks like he's holding it quite tightly. It's like, this is mine. You're not having it.
It's like if you had a children's party and you had the pass the parcel going round, and then Ronald McDonald just stepped himself in and just grabbed it and held it there, just smiling.
Just held it like the music doesn't stop, but he keeps holding it anyway. It's like, you meant to pass it, you know? It's like, he just stands there, just smiling. It's like, Mommy, I want to go.
Yeah, and the music continues to go on. It just gets more and more distorted as it goes on. It just gets a slow zoom into his face.
What were they thinking when they made this? Honestly, it looks as bad as the Pennywise one.
Maybe it is just the Pennywise one.
Maybe they just reskinned it.
It's just it's just a trick.
Yeah.
They just swapped the president.
Instead of putting another 3 billion in landfill, they just reskinned them.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Okay, cool.
We also have some more of the comic book cover art. We've got Iron Man and Captain America. Iron Man Avengers issue 1 and Avengers issue 16 covers.
That is a jawline.
Yeah. It's Captain America. Oh, you're talking about the one I'm about to say, which is All Might. Yeah. Do your best All Might impression, go on.
Oh no! Oh god! Oh no! I am here.
That'll do.
That's enough.
No need to fear, children, for I am here. So all my it's a soda vinyl, not the pop vinyl, and it comes with a 3-litre all-in-one flavour. I'm joking. I don't know what flavour it is.
All right.
Does
it come with liquid? Is it just a bottle?
I mean, I hope it's got something in it. At £35.
I am slowly inspecting with the zoom feature here.
You know, you can click on it and go into the whole, information of it.
That's oh god, there's no information. There, description. That'll help. Right. It's oh my.
Is it the flavour of his hair?
Subtle quirk. It's the flavour of his hair. Deku got a good taste of that.
Oh yes.
He's a really big fan.
So did Baku in the non-canon movie, which I hated. I mean, I'll tell you what I hated the most about the movie. It's the punch that took 2 minutes to make. Honestly, there's this punch where Deku and Baku are like doing the punch together, and honestly, they like reverse punched it about 20 times. And I'm probably underdoing it to get this like final Detroit smash into it, twin Detroit smash, and it's like you got to sped that up. I know it's a movie and you're trying to make it movie length, but come on, guys.
Yeah, a couple of minutes is probably a bit too much just to be standing there.
Winding up this punch like freaking Popeye when he freaking twisted his fist round about 20 times and lets it unload.
Well, you've got a 1 in 6 chance you may find the chase of All Might Silver Age with yellow glow. Now I can't see anything about liquid, so it's just a bottle.
Okay.
There is no flavour.
It has the flavour of air.
Flavour of plastic.
We also have 70s Mickey. Disco Mickey. We have the biggest disappointment that Pop Vinyl's had since, I don't know, Hannah Montana. Moving on. We have the new Ariel. I don't know why it says Diamond.
I don't know.
Is that Diamond Edition? The Little Mermaid live action. So it has the Ariel on it.
Okay.
We also have Jujutsu Kaisen. More Jujutsu Kaisen Pop Vinyls. Look at that.
That's the most important thing to you.
Yeah. We also have the first ever cartoon character that Walt Disney ever drew, which is Oswald the Lucky Rabbit. Fun fact, if you didn't know that already. Lady and the Tramp, what do you call it? Movie poster with too many. I think that's too full size because at £50 they better be full size. There's a collector's box of Star Wars Mandalorian. Are they minis? No, they're full size. It's a pack of 4 with some pins and it does have one keychain.
Keychain. Ooh, look at that keychain.
They also have Scream the game.
Have you ever owned a Pop Vinyl keychain?
No.
I guarantee you that anyone that has probably only has the head remaining.
Okay, that makes sense.
Every time I've owned one, the body will eventually snap because it's tiny.
Yeah.
And then you'll just have this disembodied head of your favorite character on your keys.
Yeah. No.
Doesn't look too bad.
Well, with this is not too bad because it's the Mandalorian, so you just have the helmet, which is still kind of cool.
Yeah, that works. Yeah.
It'd be more realistic if it was Jango Fett.
True. Very true.
Oh, sorry, I went a bit dark there. The only thing that made it better if it was Boba Fett holding it.
Was Clone Wars? What rating was Clone Wars?
What do you mean rating?
Like age rating for the movie?
Oh, the movie, Attack of the Clones, or the cartoon?
Because I know obviously
PG.
UK wise, was it just PG? Because
and America was PG-13.
Because the Revenge of the Sith was a
12.
a PG-13,
and it was literally because of Anakin turning into Mr. Crisp at the end. If they would have covered that up a bit more, but they had to do it saying, why did Anakin go into the suit? Well, we're going to visually show it to you.
Okay. So because he looked a bit on the crispy side.
Yeah.
They needed to make it 13. But the decapitation was fine.
They should have sent them to you since you're a burn doctor.
Ah, yes.
Yes.
I was that robot, you see. That's my cameo appearance.
Doctor Thal is the robot that gave Darth Vader his suit. So
Right.
We'll move on to. So, this is your limelight. So, I'm a spider.
Okay.
So what? Anime.
Yes.
Take it away, Doctor.
So I guess it's like to start off. It's basically it's as I said. It's the two animes that I've got are literally going to be isekais because that's really my jam. Just what I really like watching. This one starts off really interesting, and I'll give you exactly how this starts off. It starts off with this. Normally, as you get with lots, where you end up going to see your character die at the beginning, so then they can go to the new world. It starts off with a classroom, and then all of a sudden there's a bright light that looks like it was just a terrorist attack, and then everyone's just dead. And then this person, and then your main character, she awakes to just a horde of surrounded by spiders, and is terrified as she then watches spiders start to cannibalize on each other, and then tries to survive in a cave, and then
Sounds
she ends
awful.
up having.
It's a great start to an anime.
I know. Well, I mean, when you think about like slime was all right because, he was a slime. He basically blind, so couldn't see anything.
He ate everything himself.
he did eat everything himself. But basically, it's like you follow the adventures of the character, and as she, as a spider, continues to be determined to survive and make the most out of the world. She has a great moment where you have like the overhead voice that tells her that she's got skill points, and then she's obsessed with. It's a little bit meta in the fact that it's already obsessed with isekai and resurrection novels and manga herself. So she ends up taking appraisal, and at that point, she then goes, this rock, it's not no ordinary rock. It's probably something magnificent." She goes, "Appraisal, rock. Appraisal, rock." Just nothing. It's just terrible. But yeah, and then you've got a slight side story that's ends up you find is that the rest of the class have also all been reincarnated into this world. And they're kind of all in like this school academy sort of thing. So you got that sort of aspect for anime where you got the whole academy thing. Not a lot on the academy side of things, but it gives you a little bit more idea. But there's a bit of a time jump that can get a bit confusing to keep your head around.
Right.
But I definitely do enjoy it.
Is this going to be as bad as the Netflix Witcher season 1?
No.
Okay, that's fine because that gave me a headache.
It does like so. It does. You do get hints of where there is a time difference. It's not. It doesn't become immediately obvious.
Is this going to be like the end
know.
of what was it called? Game of Thrones. On that last episode where just halfway through everyone grew beards. Do you remember?
No.
It's like, how do we make it obvious that as a time jump? I'll give all the men beards that didn't have beards before.
No. So without because I really do recommend giving it a try. I always say give anything that seems interesting to you the 3-episode trial. If you don't get hooked and you're not interested after 3 episodes, you probably
just drop it, and go on to the next one.
Because as creators, you need to, when they're making shows, they need to get you hooked really on that first episode. But sometimes you can have things that are really good but are slow burners.
If they're trying to stay loyal to the manga as well, it's quite hard if there's a lot to take in from the first one, because you can have 4 episodes in the first volume. So I would say take it maybe to the 4th episode. Because definitely for something like, I'm going back a few years, but Soul Eater, the first 3 episodes were literally getting you up to beads and giving you basically everyone's bio, everyone's Tinder bio on their characters, and then episodes 4 is when they're actually all together doing a mission.
Yeah.
And that's when it
I
really
mean,
takes off.
I mean, it's one of those things where, like, depending on when things were kind of like made and released, so obviously Soul Eater being a slightly more older, so a lot of new animes that you watch now tend to be a bit more immediate into getting your attention.
Yeah.
Because they know there's so much competition, they need you to be hooked on that first episode.
Yeah. It's like with Slime, I was hooked on the fact that he threw the computer in the bathtub. I was like, that's hilarious.
Oh yeah, that was wink wink nudge nudge. We all know what was on that hard drive.
Yeah, and it was full up, and it was 6 terabytes big as well.
But yeah, I definitely recommend at least giving it a couple episodes, because you have to see how you feel about the characters. But there is I suppose, in a way, without spoiling things, because it's just the understanding of how the timeline works. When you are watching our main character, who's the spider, she is running on her timeline that is a lot earlier than when we jump to the rest of the classmates, who are a lot further in time.
So this is kind of like Witcher, where
yeah,
Witcher's story is like a few years. Well, Witcher was a few years back, and then catches up year by year with each episode, and the princess is just
Yeah, I think one of the things with the Witcher story that lost people was the fact that you were jumping between Geralt and Geralt at times as well.
That's the one that really not, because it was the bit where, because you had the bit where it was 12 years ago when he first found out about his child surprise, and it jumped forward to the child surprise when she's 12 and escaping. You don't know what's going to happen. That's the only inkling I got, was like, okay, so they're doing 3 different stories all in one go.
Yeah. But no, yeah, it's essentially the easiest way to explain without saying too much is the idea of thinking about how long it takes for a human to like get older, and how long it's going to take a monster spider to get older. So by the time that you start with the anime with her hatching, and then her time frame, she's got a lot more time as a spider that's able to do stuff than the humans that obviously had to start off as a baby and then grow older. So, but it all does wrap up, and it at the end. So there's one season out at the moment, which is a good 24 episodes, and when you get to the end, it all will kind of wrap up. Wraps up quite nicely to everyone being on the same timeline.
Okay.
But as you follow the spider, her story is slowly catching up with the human classmates.
Right.
Without saying too much, I say it's worth giving it a couple episodes watch. I say it's got that slight comedy aspect to it. I found that I just got that binge feel on it. Just watch. Just wanted to watch more.
That's good. So, we'll move on to Skeleton Knight.
In Another World.
In Another World.
Yes.
Not this one, the next one.
Yeah. So this one, instantly probably needs a viewer advisory that the first episode will start you off by giving you a warning.
So
depending on how you think Goblin.
Oh, okay.
Goblin Slayer.
Okay.
The first episode has a very Goblin Slayer first episode vibe to it, in a certain point, like in the first part. It quickly then moves kind of away from that bit, but it's also a really good one. But with this one, it's because you're looking at the 2 different tropes really of isekais. Is usually you either have the person that comes into a new world and they're starting off with a new thing, but they're going to slowly become overpowered, or someone goes into a new world and is overpowered.
Yeah.
Automatically is like a godlike being.
I tell you what, I did get from reading up on this is kind of like what is it? What's that Pathfinder game? Not Baldur's Gate, the other one.
Divinity.
Yep, Divinity. Where if you play as a skeleton,
Yes.
as long as you're in full armor, you're fine with walking
Yes.
through the villages. As soon as you take your helmet off, it's like, it's a skeleton, kill it.
Yeah, because everyone's going to look at him and think it's a skeleton, and everyone's going to attack him. So he purposely avoids taking off his armor and all that. But no one will ever suspect him because he's a paladin.
Yeah.
And so he uses holy magic,
But
which cannot be
he's an
used
evil
by the
skeleton.
undead.
Yeah.
This one, I'm trying to think of how much I can describe this one without giving too much away. But I'd say to start off, given almost a Goblin Slayer vibe with some of the explicitity to start off with, but that kind of goes away somewhat. There are other points in which you have, but I think.
But mainly Skeleton Knight comes in and saves the day anyway.
Yeah.
It's closer to like Sword Art in that manner.
Yeah. I'd say he's it's very entertaining because it's another one of these ones which is kind of like Overlord, where he was playing an MMO and supposedly fell asleep at his chair and then woke up and now he is his character, and it's just he's then just like, oh dear, okay, now I'm gonna have to figure out what to do now, and decides, all right, I'll just go to a town. He also then just decides that it's too far to walk, so he starts to short teleport towards the town through the sky, and then ambushes a group of bandits, which are doing some unspeakable things to some characters, which is where the Goblin Slayer-esque.
Can I ask, what's with the cat/fox? The green thing?
Oh, right. So
I see the picture of this.
They are a clan of ninjas.
Okay, so their stealth is they turn into a tiny, fluffy, cute animal.
They are a beast race, and they are ninjas. But there is one great ninja character who is just a hulking beast man.
Okay.
And he's less about this. He ends up being less about the stealth and more just brute force. And there is a great moment between our skeleton knight and him that they are fighting back to back, a group of people, and then just having a laugh, and they have like really big kind of manly bro moments together, and then laugh it off. It's quite good. And then you also have the secondary character, Elf, and she is a bit reluctant to join up with him until he does some good deeds. But he's basically, initially, he's just trying to keep really low key.
He just wants to keep big bulky armor.
Yeah, he wants to keep really low key and just wants to do some like really low key jobs.
The only way I can describe this armor is like Warhammer. What are they called? Space Marines.
Yes.
With the big bulky shoulders and everything. But then again, he's a paladin, so yeah, like a Grey Knight from Warhammer.
Yeah, he's your very stereotypical paladin, giant pauldrons, silver and gold plate. It's yeah.
All he's missing is a giant lance, but instead he's got a claymore.
Yeah. He's there's also the case that because he like specialized in loads of other classes, he's got loads of other little abilities and stuff. But it's no, yeah, I say that one's also a very entertaining one. Definitely got a good bit of humor to it. I love one of my favorite moments out of it is actually he is full skeleton, and he is chilling in a bath, and our secondary character, the Elf, walks in on him, and she just screams, thinking that there's a corpse in the bath.
Oh, and doesn't realise. Hasn't she seen him outside the armour at this point?
Yeah, she's seen him outside the armour, but she screams because she thinks that there was just a skeleton, a corpse, just like swimming in the bath because he was just floating.
Oh.
And she walks in on him.
Hey, it's me. Oh, okay.
It's also the unfortunate point where it's like they were, she was getting undressed to get into the bath, like herself.
For goodness sake.
So, And then they're like sitting at the dinner table and they're both looking like really sheepish.
Sounds
Once
about
again, I
right.
say like it's like I say like Goblin Slayer. I think that a lot of people probably got put off with that initial first episode with how graphic that could be.
Yeah, I know they
Skeleton
had to
Knight does
trim
a
it
similar
down
thing.
with Goblin Slayer.
Mm,
Literally, the following episodes, because of that backlash, are like, okay, we'll heavily edit these before we release them, and
yeah,
yeah, they kind of did. So
but no, yeah. So it's once again it's that point. Get past that. It's literally a very short part, and there might be some. If I remember correctly, I think there might be one other part that might be a bit further in, but it's very much not like a key point in it. It's just like Goblin Slayer, how they like cut it down.
hmm.
They really did just kind of like go right. We don't need a lot of that part of it as much, but it's definitely yeah, the one I recommend.
Yeah. So out of the two,
Hmm.
um, so now I'm a Spider and Skeleton Knight. Which one would you recommend for someone that isn't initially into reincarnation animes?
Ooh, okay. I'd for lengthwise, I'd probably say Skeleton Knight is quite good. It's a very easy one to grasp. As I said, there's no like time differences that you need to wrap your head around. It doesn't start off with someone like passing and then going to the world. It literally just starts and he's there. So you don't even need to think too much about it being an isekai. So it's a good one to kind of step into to get that feel for it.
Okay. Right. We will. Oh, what I did notice as well is that Sama Spider
Yeah.
is a Crunchyroll original.
Ah, okay. Good to know.
No. So that explains the animation a bit.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, because it is a bit Hunter x Hunter esque, I would say.
Yes.
Right. We'll move on to the new EV by MG.
Uh-huh.
So MG's released this new tiny electric vehicle. Can't really call it a car, it's too small. It's not as small as mine, but it's small. It's called the Comet. And this is very Citroen Ami esque. If any of you guys at home know what a Citroen Ami is. It's a tad more expensive than a Citroen Ami at £7,800 price tag. And where's the mileage again? I've lost it. There it is. 143 miles out of a charge. 230 kilometres for our US viewers. What's quite nice is on the picture it is right-hand drive, so we can have it here in the UK lands, which is great. Because I know the Citroen Ami isn't in the UK, so you have to get it so it is brought over from France, and of course the steering wheel's on the wrong side. Same thing with the bubble car that I did a couple of episodes ago. Steering wheel's on the wrong side, so it will cost you more on insurance and a bunch of other stuff as well.
I think one of my favorite things about this so far is I'm looking at the interior.
It has
Just
got
at the
4
dashboard.
seats.
That definitely is a positive. My favorite part, funny enough, is I'm looking at the dashboard, and the interface reminds me of when Windows tried to make a phone.
It does look like Windows 8.
Just
So,
asking, it's like, can I pop it up and play Minecraft on the go?
possibly.
Quickly boot it up.
As I'm driving, I just want to play Minecraft. Is that okay? Is that okay?
It was alright, yeah. Look, it was just playing Minecraft, officer.
The charging port is at the front, which is both a blessing and a curse in my eye. It seems more convenient for charging points at car parks. But like if you want to reverse it into a bay, or at home I normally reverse the car, and especially if you're on the main road, it's a lot harder because then you have to wrap the cable all the way round. I think most people prefer a side socket.
Yeah. It's an interesting choice of placement.
This is another one that's going to be very economical. 41 brake horsepower and 110 pounds of torque through the rear wheels, so it's rear wheel drive like the Renault Twizy.
Ah, the Twizy.
Can't believe I fit all that shopping in it.
You did fit a lot of shop.
I know, and that was just the back
soil
seat.
bags in there.
Yeah, 3 bags of soil just on the back seat. It's only got 2 of them.
I'm sure it didn't screech on the way home.
No, I'm sure it's got the hard suspension, so the springs don't sink down that much.
Oh, right.
Yeah, it's fine until you go over a speed bump, and then your coccyx break. I tell you, it's such a simple design. It looks like it's got carpet all the way through the floors as well.
I'm looking at its design, and it's making me think of like the front of a newly built train. I don't know why.
What, one of the new electric ones? Probably.
Yeah, it just looks like it's like the front of a hook that up. There you go. That's the head of the train. It's just someone in one of these.
Oh, here it is. Featuring a 10.25-inch display for what is that? Did they misspell that? Infotainment? Okay. It's just a little tablet thing. Oh, it is Android. It says here.
It's infotainment.
What's infotainment?
Like entertainment, but information.
Okay. They're trying to be clever. I'm going to have this long word that no one ever freaking uses.
Aren't you entertained by your information?
Includes anti-lock brakes. That's great for a tiny car because they don't normally have that.
And don't forget your dual front airbags and your ISO-fixed child seat mounts. You can get children in this.
Is this classed as a full car then? I thought this would be classed as a heavy quadricycle. But it looks like it will fall into the full car category. No, it has to because it has 4 seats, so it has to be classed as a car.
Ah.
Oh, I have noticed it's got no back doors.
Okay, so it's also got the Nate.
It's a 3-door.
Okay.
It's such a simple design. I mean, I don't think it even has a cup holder. It has those those little square trays for maybe the McDonald's boxes of chips, and that's it.
It's got some it's got some other little components where you're just going to end up storing your random crap in.
It doesn't even have door pockets. I've just noticed that. Okay, so not a lot of storage. You've got maybe a tiny bit of boot space. Doesn't even look like it has a boot door. Maybe it doesn't have a boot. Maybe it's just 2-door. Okay, so we'll have to check this out when it has a full release. Has it been released yet?
The Comet isn't expected to go on sale in the UK though, apparently.
Really?
Given its limited suite of safety equipment.
Okay, so maybe not then. So it might be the fact they built it like a quadricycle, so a microcar, when they don't have to follow the safety features, because they're not meant to go too fast, so they don't have to put those things in. But they might have tried, but like because heavy quadricycles can only have 2 seats. That's part of the deal to get it in that bracket of vehicle. As soon as you put in more than 2 seats, it becomes a full size, declared as a full size car. And then you have to put the extra support bars in the frame of the car, in the body. Yeah, so when you have a crash impact, it doesn't squash the car like a pancake. It keeps a nice square form for you to get in and out of the car.
So I just noticed on one of the images, if you click on the image, if you have a look at the image there, Drew, of the, so you've got, it's on the marketing there. It says electric powertrain and 4-seat layout are aimed at Generation Z buyers?
I don't know what to say to that. Yeah, that's one way to target an audience.
Yeah.
They're trying to kill them off.
Squishing them in between all of these cards. Yeah, we'll get 4 of them in a go.
Yeah. I like how the one for the advert is bright green. It's lime green.
It is lime green.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of the bright lime green.
Yeah, my
colours.
DS is that colour, and then I covered it in stickers because I decided I made a bad decision.
What stickers?
Star Wars Force Unleashed. Never actually owned the game for the DS. I just had the stickers.
Oh my god! I actually have that. Wait. Yes.
Oh, you just pulled it out as well.
Oh my god!
So yeah, Force Unleashed on the DS.
Genuinely do.
Have you actually played it?
Look, I could read the back for you. Unleash the power of the Force like never
Oh, you kept the
before
box?
in a new
What the hell?
chapter of the new Star Wars saga. Discover the untold story of Darth Vader's secret apprentice set between episodes 3 and 4. Unleash devastating Force powers and combos with a tap of a Nintendo DS stylus.
I remember this. They had the combo system on the tap pad at the bottom.
Oh yeah, that's awful.
And it controlled in 3D as normal, so you would have directional pads to move your character, but all your moves, instead of having the buttons, you would just touch the pad. And I think you had like jump and something with the shoulder buttons as well to like lock onto enemies.
It is not. It wasn't really a good game.
It was very slow paced for the DS. I know that much.
But yes. So
you didn't play it for very long, did you?
No.
It was the worst variation. I did have a look at all the Harry Potter variations at one point, and I didn't realise not one version of the game was the same. If you got it on PlayStation, it's different to the Xbox and the GameCube. So yeah,
right.
Depending on which version you got, was a completely different game.
Just in proof that is just sitting around my.
You're gonna send it to me. See, that's the 12 plus. That's Star Wars Episode 3.
I really don't know why.
No, because honestly, how bad is a pixel of blood? There wasn't even blood in this. There wasn't blood in the Nintendo Wii version. I remember it wasn't on the other ones, because on Nintendo Wii, PSP and DS, there were all different versions, and the true version, the original versions, were on, I forget this right, PS3, Xbox 360 and PC, and they were all the same game.
It has the official original Nintendo seal of equality. Equality? Quality. Just quality, not equality. Yeah, it's a 12 plus because of violence.
Well, I suppose you're slashing down stormtroopers, aren't you? So.
Yeah. That's just something that's just plodding around the desk.
Right, let's wrap this up with the upcoming game releases for the next week. There aren't any.
There's a few, actually.
The next one for PlayStation is Amnesia the Bunker. That comes out on the 16th of May.
Okay, so one. If you're an RTS fan, Age of Wonders 4 actually comes out on the 2nd of May. Which
is that on PC?
PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC.
Okay.
And then there's the new Bethesda game, Redfall, is coming out on Xbox Series X and S and PC. If you have Game Pass, that's available to play on there. However, there is a little bit of backlash going on because it is an always online game, even if you're playing single player.
Oh, that's annoying.
Yeah, there's a lot of backlash about it at the moment because people just like, why?
Well, guess what? I'm
should
not
this
buying
game be
it.
like that? No, well, I already own Game Pass, so I'll probably give it a shot. But
yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, and then the only what else? else? No, there's not really much else for the next week. The only other thing was it's another Game Pass game, Ravenlock, which is some sort of, from the looks of it, it's a little RPG-ish game, maybe like action RPG. That's all a mixture of styles where some stuff is pixelated and some stuff is like a cartoonish 3D, but it's basically going through like an Alice in Wonderland world.
Okay, that's interesting.
That's about it. Let me.
I'm still waiting for Alice 3.
Never happening.
It is. He's made concept art for it. It has to happen.
The creator confirmed he's never making it.
Oh, fudge.
Yeah, he confirmed it on Twitter.
Oh, no. When did he release that?
It was a bit of news a little while ago, but yeah, he ended up confirming that well, there could be an Alice 3, but it won't be by the same creator anymore.
Oh, no,
it's in the hands of EA.
Yeah. Does it have to be EA?
EA own it.
And then EA said they're not going to make another one, so this definitely isn't going to happen.
EA might, but
no, they literally. I remember they said they would never do it. He was finding someone else to do it, but they couldn't because they still own. They still have the ownership, so they have to. What I don't get is why don't they just release it for sale? I think they're too afraid that someone else is going to make money.
Oh,
it's like I know they don't care about their consumers at all.
EA's very questionable.
I'm gonna slap them around the face like, make the game.
The only person to make EA actually shake in their boots was Disney.
Disney can make anyone shake in their boots.
Yeah.
Actually, they did, and they folded. It's like, okay, we're taking Star Wars away. It's like, no, we need that.
Okay. We'll rework everything.
We'll make single-player Star Wars games, we swear. Just let us keep it.
No, yeah, that's,
they already lost FIFA.
I mean, so the FIFA thing was down to the fact that EA refused to pay. FIFA increased the license charge.
Yeah, which is understandable. I mean, things have gone up. Like
so FIFA increased They doubled the license charge to EA, and so EA just told them, nah, we're not going to pay you that much for it.
The thing is, they make bank on FIFA, yet they won't just play double, even though it's probably a small amount to them anyway.
Nah, they don't want to. They want to do that. It's like no.
That's more money. We don't want to do that.
It's FIFA essentially going. We see that you're making a lot of money. We want more of that money. EA go, no, my money.
So fine, you don't get the license then.
And then EA's gone, fine, we'll make our own generic football game. It'll be exactly the same.
Which they had,
FIFA.
Which was even worse because didn't they have a problem with likenesses of football players? Soccer for all those you in the US lands.
Yep. And then FIFA took a different approach, didn't they, to how they were going to handle FIFA?
EA had that with Madden as well because they were using the likenesses of college students that were potentially underage. They couldn't give their consent legally.
Oops.
Yep, they got in trouble for that. Fun. So but because it's a live game now, they could just change it on the spot.
Oh.
So it's like, oh yeah, we can fix this in a single update. Patch it.
I just don't. I played a FIFA game a long while ago. I felt so very competitive with it, and I was only playing on my own, so I to put it away. I don't know what happened. I've never felt that like intensely angry and competitive at a computer than when I played FIFA that like a while back.
Yeah.
And so I just don't. Also because I'm not gonna give them money for basically
the same game
doing a lot. Yeah.
Get the 2013 edition from CEX. Get FIFA 13. It's the exact same game as the 2023. It hasn't changed in 10 years.
I think,
and it will run better as well.
I think at one point I bought a load of FIFA games from.
Oh
I can't remember which way
no!
around it was. I bought a bulk of them from either a game or a CEX, and then I traded them into the other one for a profit.
How? Don't they buy it
One
for
of
you
them,
for less?
one of them was willing to pay more than what the other one was
How
selling
far
it
did
for.
you have to travel?
It wasn't far actually. I think this yeah, it wasn't far at all. It was basically down the road. They were basically down the road from each other.
That's stupid.
So yeah, I just
Why is
I
that
went
two
in
that
and
close
sort of
together?
loaded them. Because one of them's a game store that sells new stuff, and one of them's a game store and DVD store and component store and everything else store.
Fair enough.
I was in a CX today.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
What did you
Try to
see?
find. I tried to get a 4K monitor for £120, but it sold before I got back there.
That was like the time, during the COVID months and years and decades, that I tried to buy a graphics card, and I'm trying to remember what it was. I think it was a 1080 Ti.
Mm-hmm.
It was either that or it was that 1660 Ti that I was after.
Yeah.
No, it was definitely the 1080 Ti. So I joined the queue, because you have to join the queue for anything behind the glass. You have to ask them to go get it.
Yeah.
And let's can I have that 1080 Ti? It's like, oh, the guy that was literally in front of you just bought it, and I was like,
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
I was this close to actually running him down.
Oh god. That's awful.
It's like, no, I
Oh,
want it
no.
now. Take it back.
Especially if you probably like stand
I
there.
think
you're
I
looking at
died
it and you go-
inside 100 deaths.
Especially you stand there, you kind of look, you kind of like lean yourself up to the glass, you're like, do I get you? Should I get you?
If only I jumped in the claw of that bitch sooner. I should have seen it straight away and just jumped in that queue. Literally, the guy in front of me bought it. I didn't even notice. I was like too happy to get it.
You doubt yourself. You're kind of like, is that a good price for it?
Well, the first thing I was thinking of was like, did this used to belong to a crypto miner? And I hope it was, because the other guy then has a broken graphics card.
I don't think the 1080 Ti was used for crypto too much.
Oh, you'd be surprised. They were all used for crypto. Yeah.
Oh no, I think the heavy crypto bros they were too obsessed with the big cards that that cost you electricity of a street.
I like it when they get raided because they think it's the lighting for cannabis plants. And they get raided and they see all these computers. Like, what are they doing? It's like, I'm farming Bitcoin. You're farming coins? How? You can see the sheer confusion on their faces.
Get on the ground. Your Honor, it was just Bitcoin. What were you doing? Farming. He said it. He was farming something. Guilty.
I was playing the Weed Inc. game. It's on Google. They've said it was a legal game, I swear.
He definitely was a psychopath. He had the Wii menu music on repeat.
Definitely a psychopath. Definitely.
Yeah.
Right, I'm gonna run down the May list very quickly, and then we'll wrap up.
Okay.
So
yeah. See how far May.
So we're going for May 16th. We've got Amnesia the Bunker, Endless Dungeon on May the 18th, Lego 2K Drive. Oh boy, is that EA? I think it is. That's May 19th. After Us, May 23rd. What?
I'm so sorry. I'm laughing because I'm looking. I'm looking at your screen, and I know you're going through it, but it's so funny to me that because you're looking at a list and it's all just PlayStation games.
Yeah, what's wrong with that? If I go through like the other games, they're basically the same anyway. It's PC that mainly changes.
Yeah, but one of the key ones on there is May 12th, Legend of Zelda, which is an advertisement right next to it.
Yes, when is that out actually? Because that comes out very soon.
Legend of Zelda, May 12th.
May 12th.
May 12th.
Okay, so that's still just under a couple of weeks away. I know Sophie's streaming it. She's streaming the last Zelda game, which was Hyrule Warrior.
Okay, yeah, that was the Dynasty Warrior style one, wasn't it?
Yeah, just the Zelda version.
Then they had the Age of Calamity,
yes,
which looked entertaining.
Yeah,
And then Persona did one as well. What else we got?
let me have a quick look at Nintendo. That's April. They also have Lego. They got Warhammer 40k Bolt Gun. Seems weird. But yeah, that's near the end of the month. I might as well go through PC real quick. If I can find PC. That's Xbox. Wait,
Darkest
Age of
Dungeon
Empires 4
Yeah,
is coming out on
second.
Xbox only?
No.
Is it
PC.
early release for Xbox and PC?
No. PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC for Age of Wonders 4.
Oh, Age of Wonders.
Yeah.
Why did I say Age of Empires 4? That's already out. That came out in 2021.
Yeah, there was a third. Yeah, there's a third one that came out. Also on Game Pass, actually. Yeah, for PC you have got Darkest Dungeon 2, so the sequel to Darkest Dungeon,
Right.
which is the name all your characters your friends and watch them die, go insane, and die some more, and then you go along and you go, right, Drew, I know you're feeling a bit stressed out, so I'm going to put you in the brothel.
Thank you, I'll be
'Cause
definitely happy there.
That's what you're asking for, so here you go.
I want grog and I want women. Drew wants grog and women. Ooga ooga. And we also have the Humanity. It doesn't actually have a date for that. It just says May 2023.
Then you got the Lord of the Rings Golem. That's not right. Gollum.
Gollum. That's better.
Recommends.
It's better than your All Might impression.
Oh yeah. I am here.
For I am here.
For I am here.
Hello, young Midoriya. Oh, but what are you doing here?
Anywho, move on.
Thank you very much. So we'll move on from My Hero Academia. Thank you very much for watching. You've been watching Behind the Mask Podcast with me, Drew in the Mask, and Dr. Laval.
Yes, thank you.
Bye, guys.
Bye.